Monday, April 17th, year 2023. This is Mijanor. So, with respect to this example or accounting problem, Mr. Donovan Lau and and his company live to it. You can read this right there. The problem, uh, briefly, what Mr. Lau was asked to do is to perform an analysis with respect to cost allocation. And the cost allocation with respect to three different type of cost allocations. One, direct method, which I have already covered it in the previous video. In this video, I'm going to walk you through with step down method or sequential method, also known as step method. So without delay, let's start. So the following information is provided to us, and you can see the cost description right there. And you can also see the department, supporting department, and production department. So let's discuss this. What is a supporting department and what is a production department? Supporting departments are those departments that does not generate revenue or profit. Each of these department, bread, cake, and biscuits, they produce product and sell it, and therefore they have cost and they have revenue. Therefore, they're considered as a profit center. Okay, with respect to support department, they are mostly cost center because the company that we are working with in our company over here, it's live to it. They do not produce any revenue from admin, accounting, information, and maintenance. These departments, I'm going to highlight that. These departments provide supports to the production departments. I'm going to highlight that in line, in green, and I'm going to highlight that in cyan, okay? So these departments over green right there on the screen, they provide supports to these departments. So this is our bread department. I'm going to zoom it up a little bit or zoom it in, I guess. And this is our cake department. So you can see right there. And this is our cookies or biscuit. Okay. So in a step one, what we're going to do is you can see here that this is the cost and we sum this up or you added it. The total cost is 1,710,000. And these are our hours. Okay. These departments over here, I'm going to highlight that in yellow. You can see that. In step one, what we're going to do, we're going to here, this is our support departments right there, and this is our production departments. I took a different approach this time. Earlier, I had this, I was allocating cost based on this, but I came to realize that um, it's not, it doesn't truly reflect the hours, the actual hours. This is our cost driver. In this example, we are using our total hours of service as a cost driver. So I remodify, I work, I reworked this problem and I come up with a different way of approaching it. If we are told that the company, in a step method, we follow rank. If you are to told that the company uses highest, the company uses cost driver as a cost incurred. So, we would allocate cost based on the highest cost to the lowest cost. But that is not the case here. So what we're going to do is that the first you're going to rank it. And how you're going to do it? We're going to add this, all the hours from all the hours here. We're going to add this and rank it. I'm going to highlight that in K-on for you. Okay. So this is only for ranking purpose. If you had cost, if you had any other driver, cost driver, you do the same thing and then you'd rank it. In our case, maintenance department ranked number one. It accumulated 510 hours. The information department accumulated 300 hours. Accounting department 310, and admin department 505, 505 hours. Now I'm going to highlight this. I also put some notes here, right there. Okay, I'm going to disregard these notes over here. Okay, so I used that in earlier approach. So you'll have to correct that, but I'm going to disregard this note here. Okay, so I'm going to delete these rows. Okay, right, because I approached a different way this time. So I have ranked it over here, and then what I've done is that I have rearranged the departments, the support departments. I put the maintenance department at the highest hours. So I put the maintenance department there. I'm going to color that in yellow. Then we had rank number 2 is the admin department. You can see that right there. Admin right there. So I have put it right beside on the left column before the maintenance. Okay. And then we have, I'm going to highlight that in, I'm going to highlight that in a different color, maybe orange. Okay. And then we have accounting department right there. The accounting department ranked 3rd. So let's highlight that in red. And then we have ranked, the last department is that the information department right there. And we ranked 4th. The information department ranked 4th. We need to convert those hours to percentage. I'm going to unhighlight this so we don't get confused. Okay. And now we arranged we would also arrange the maintenance department here first, admin, and then accounting, and then information used. The reason I put the maintenance department at the very last over here, because right there, is because I want to show you, because the step down method truly is step down, okay? Highlighted in yellow. You can see that. You're climbing from there. It's like a stair, right? So you're blocking off the top. Then from maintenance to admin, admin to accounting, and accounting to information. Now I'm going to unhighlight this, okay? What we need to do, I'm going to click on each cells, okay? So you can see this is our maintenance department. I'm going to highlight this row over here and highlight this row over here. So we don't, perhaps in a light color. How about light yellow? Okay. So now if we click on this, you can see that we simply divided 100 divided by the 510. Okay. Now I need you to keep in mind, this is the only row. The maintenance department is the only department it 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 would distribute cost to all the other supporting departments, but except to itself. Okay. So we divide, you can see right there, 510 uh, is right there. Okay. And now what we need to do, we need to allocate this through the rest of the, so we divide 80 divided by 510, and then 60 divided by 120, 100 divided by 510, this 50 over there divided by 510, that would give us 9.8%, and then 120 divided by 510, that would give us 23.53%. Now I'm going to highlight these two cells over there, these four cells highlighted in green. You can see that it is rare that they would have the same amount. It's just a fluke. It's just a coincidence that the these hours here, 100 and 100 is the same. It could be, usually they're different. It could be different hours. Okay, so you need to pay attention to that. So that's why you see the percentage over here the same. Okay, and I also separated the support department. You can see that right there, or purposely left this cell blank so you wouldn't get confused. Okay, or anyone who's listening to it. So I'm going to also take up this. You know, we got 19 over here in 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 green. We got 19.61%. How did I get it? We just simply divided 100 divided by 100 divided by this 510 over there. That would give us 19 point. So you can see, okay, 19.67% right there. Okay. The same way, if we divide 80, this 80 divided by this 510, this would give us, now keep in mind, this is the only row is different. Okay. The remaining rows, you need to pay attention to that. Okay. We go all the way to the production department as well here. We just divide 100 divided by this 510. Okay. That would give us 19.67 or 61%. Same thing, if we divide 50 divided by, if we divide 50 right there, I'm going to write that for you so you can see 50 divided by 510, that would give us 9.80 right there, these two cells. Okay, we're working here in this highlighted in yellow. Okay, those light yellow cells. Okay, so the same way it works all the way same. Okay, this two row is just simply divide the number by the total number and put it there. You know how to get the percentage. You could convert it. Okay, now if you notice that the maintenance department did not convert, and in fact, it doesn't even have any hours right there. You can see that. Okay, it did not allocate any hours to itself. You can go back and check that over there, right there. Maintenance department did not allocate any hours to itself. You can see that, right? Orange, 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 right? So therefore, we did not put any percentage there. Okay, so now we're going to convert the admin hours. Okay, and how do you do that? And how do you do that? The same way, the same way. The only difference this time is, I'm going to show that to you in a second. Okay, we did not include this 10 over there. Okay, I'm going to block this off in red. Okay, we did not include 10. Oops, not this one. 5 5.05. We did not include 10. We include 25 because maintenance department, it's a step down method. You're claiming down. So the maintenance department did not allocate cost to itself. The, in our case, admin department right there, we have this admin department cost right there. The admin department would not allocate any cost or any cost to itself. Uh, that's why I didn't need to create a percentage. Okay, so because they would simply step down, right? So it didn't require to create any percentage for itself. What's the point? It would not allocate any cost to itself, and in fact, it did not allocate any cost to the maintenance department because it's stepping down. It's distributing cost to the other two departments, the accounting and information, right? So that's why we only divided 25. Uh, Maybe I could show this to you here. Okay, this 505 we added, so we'll just simply subtract this with this. That give us 495. So let's just for clarity purpose, so you get that, I'm going to highlight that in can over there so we don't make a mistake. Okay, this cell 10 is blocked off. I'm going to that's probably the best color. uh, okay, so now let's divide this. I'm going to also block off this. Just give me 1 second here. See this cell in red, you can see that they we did not the admin department did not allocate cost to the maintenance department and administration department to itself because we're going down, stepping down. Okay, and because of that, I excluded 10 from there. So now we can divide this 25 right there, this cell. I'm going to highlight that in K1. So if we divide this 25 by 495, That should give us in percentage is 505%. Okay, the same way with respect to the information department, which is right there. I'm going to highlight that in Keon. This is our information department, and this is our percentage. So we simply allocated this. We simply allocated this. How did we do that? We divided 20 divided by 495. Okay, and that would give us 4.04%. Okay, so right there. Okay, and the same way you would, it's easier to allocate this to this production department. You just simply copy down this absolute reference cell. Okay, and you copy this right there. Let's copy that just to show you one example. You copy that, and then what you do is to come over here and then you just paste it over there. Okay, so another way of saying we just divided 100 divided by 495. Okay, you could do it this way, or it'd be easier if you do it, that way. And then you divide that 200 divided by 495, and then we have 150 divided by 495. That would give us 30.30%. Okay, now let's unkey on this. Okay, all right, so now we move to third department, which is our accounting department right there. We go to third department, accounting department right there. I'm going to highlight that, and we're going to choose orange this time. Okay, and okay, so now in these orange cells, you can see that it's very simple. Now we need to block off few other numbers. So I'm going to also uncolor this one so you don't get confused, because we're working on this row over there. I'm going to highlight that in orange for you, maybe in light yellow. Okay, this is the row I'm working on. This row, maybe you should keep the same color, orange. Okay, this row I'm working on. So the accounting department would not allocate cost to itself. So you can see that right there. I'm going to highlight that in red. We did not allocate cost to itself right there. Okay, in red. We also did not allocate cost to the maintenance department because this is the previous department, step down method. This accounting department, you can see that it's blocking off the maintenance, admin, and an accounting. So we had to block off maintenance, accounting, and admin right there. So the only cell that we're working with is this is incorrect right there. So the only cell, if that is correct, we would also have to correct this over here. Okay. This minus this. Okay. I already provided the cell reference here, so you could see that. Okay, you could see it right there. Okay, and highlighted in orange, in dash. So the cells are circled in dash in orange color. Okay, so now let's see if we're correct this time. So 25 divided by 280, that would give us 8.93. That is correct. 8.93. In exam time, it is highly unlikely they would give you this, because even if they do, maybe two departments, because it's confusing, and with that time rush, it would be highly unlikely anyone would get this right. Unless they're super genius, or um, so especially if there are many departments, then you might make a mistake unless you have the time to rearrange it. So now what we're going to do is we're working on these Keon cells, right there. So these Keon cells, I just showed you how we got this. We could copy down this. Okay, it would be easier. You absolute that. So here, the production departments are very easy. Okay, we are working with the accounting department. So we're going to divide 80 by 280. That would give us, let's highlight that in percentage. That would give us 28.57%. Right there, you can see that in orange. So now we're going to divide 100 divided by 280. That would give us 35.71% right there. You can see that, right? And then we have then then we have 120 divided by 510. That would give us 23.53%. No, that's a mistake. Okay, so we're dividing 75 divided by 280. Okay, that gives us 26.79% right there. Okay, right there. Okay, so now we can see that. Okay, now I'm going to unselect these colors so we don't make mistake. We're going to reset these colors. Okay, so we could move on to the next department. Okay, now what we do, we have converted our hours to percentage, and we blocked up those cells that would not provide any service. Okay, we have taken them off. So that we are clear on that. The benefit of a step down method, the final number would be exactly the same, but the cost allocation might differ between these profit centers. Okay. So now what you're going to do, you're going to work on this information department. You can see these are all blocked off. The information department is the lowest department that you can see that with respect to hours. Okay. Where is the information department? Right there. Okay. It only had 300 hours. I'm going to take this off from here so you can get back to our ranking. This is to show you, okay? So, so you don't make any mistake. Okay. The proper ways to do that is this way. You divide this by with the absolute cell reference. You copy down the absolute cell reference, and then you just simply, put the cell over here. So let's say, for example, let me show you over there. So you just copy down this, and we are going to work on this 20 over here. So you're going to put 20, oops, these 20s divided by, and then you put the absolute cell reference, paste it, okay? And that would give you 4.04% right there, okay? On the screen, you could see 404%, okay? So we don't have any, so that we don't get confused. So be aware of that. Okay, so this is how we, for a step down method, this is the best way to do it. Or if you want, you can create one more step here, and then you could do what I've just showed you earlier. Okay, but that may not be wise, waste of time. Okay, but if you feel comfortable, you can do that. Then we move to step 3. In this, we want to zero out this completely. The support department would have zero cost. So let's unmerge this, because I do want to show you how this works. Okay, so if we sum this up, okay, that'll show 0. Okay, and if we copy down this cell, the Excel can do the rest for us. Okay, so these highlighted in Kaon on the screen, the support department is step 3. We zero out the cost right there in the very last row highlighted in orange. Okay, our goal to zero out this cost over there. Okay, that's our plan. Now we're going to reset these colors to natural. So what's the best way to allocate this? The same way. We have this maintenance department, we have this original cost. Okay, now over there, because we only allocated hours and converted hours to percentage, that's why we didn't put the original cost there, so you don't get confused. We have given this original cost over there. You can see that, right? So you could put that to a color. You can, no, you don't put a color. Perhaps you can uncolor this, and I can show you better right over there. And because it was given to us in orange, right? You can see that. Okay. We just copied this cell and put it right across there. Okay, I'm going to highlight that in yellow or in orange. Okay, we just put right there. No work done. Okay, easy one mark. Okay, now what we do is we do nothing. We do, we do something, but with these cells we don't do any work. We just highlighted those cells. We just leave those costs there. However, we would allocate this cost with respect to the support department. We'll allocate them to the production department, and the remaining, you'll see how it works. Why they truly call it a step down. Okay, because we're stepping down literally. Perhaps I can show you this. Okay, in K on color, we step down. Now what we have is we allocate this 300,000. We simply allocate 300,000 over there. So we want to zero out this cost, because we want to allocate this 300,000 in this highlighted in this. Maybe I can reset this orange color, not the orange color, this yellow, so you don't get confused. Easy to get confused. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to allocate this 300,000. So first step, you zero out this department cost, highlighted in orange. Okay, by simply reversing the polarity of the number. Okay, positive to negative. So 300,000 to negative 300,000, that would give you 0. However, we would allocate this 300,000 to other department. That's why we just simply, so if I have to show you this, these cells, plus these cells. Oops. Okay, let's not get into that. Okay, so if you add these numbers over there, highlighted in green, they would be exactly 300,000 over there. That's why when you add this, all the way, it shows 0 because we have 300,000 negative, right? Okay, so now what we need to do, we need to allocate this. We need to allocate this 300,000 to admin, accounting, and information. Okay, so we're stepping down. How do you do that? This 11.76% multiply by 300,000. You could multiply this cell over there, okay? So you don't have to reverse any polarity. The same way you do this over there, 15.69% multiplied by 300,000. And then we have, that would give us 47,058.82. And then we have 19.61% multiplied by 300,000. That would give you $58,823.53. Okay. We'd also have to allocate this with the production department. Okay. 19.61% multiplied by 300,000. So, and then we'd also have to, we'd also allocate that to the cake department. 19.980% multiplied by 300,000. That would give us $29,411.76. And then we would divide, we'd multiply 300,000 with 23.53%. That would give us $70,588.24. Okay. Finally, we sum up this highlighted in yellow. It would give us 0 over there. Okay. I'm going to pop it out for you. Okay. You can see that. I'm going to unhighlight this yellow cell so we don't make mistakes. Now we move to admin department. Remember our goal to bring the cost down to 0 for the support departments. So to make it 0, so we'd have to add 150,000 right there, highlighted in, I'm going to highlight that in yellow, and 150,000 with $35,294.12. That would give us this in chaos cell over there. I'm going to highlight that in yellow as well. $185,294.12. I'm going to unhighlight back to chaos, okay? Now we reverse the polarity because our goal is to bring this cost down to 0, and eventually we'll allocate this $185,294.12 among these departments, which are the accounting, information, bread, cake, and biscuit department. Okay, and then finally we'll sum it up. Okay, so now we're going to choose this color to yellow, so we know that we are working on this yellow cell. Okay, how we do that? We simply go to accounting department. I'm going to show you the cell reference. We multiply 505% with 185,294.12 cents. However, at this time, we'd have to reverse the polarity. Otherwise, you'd have to manually put in $184,294.12. We don't want to do that. The minus sign could do the job. Okay, so this is what we've done. That gave us $9,358.29. And then we multiply 4.04% multiplied by 185,294.12. We also reverse the polarity as well here. That gives us $7,486.63. Okay. And then we also move to this on the other side, the production side. I'm going to highlight that in yellow. So you know we are working on this cell, okay? We're simply taking these cells, multiplying. I'm going to highlight this as well, admin hours. We are working in yellow cells, okay? In yellow cells. Since these are blank, we don't have to do anything with that. We just move to this cell. Cost. Once you figure out the percentage, cost becomes really easy. It just, you know, super easy. But finding out the percentage is different. It's difficult. Not so difficult, but it's tedious. Okay, now what we do is we multiply 20.20% with $185,294.12. And then we multiply 40.40% with $185,294.12. That would give us $74,866.31. And then we move to biscuit department, which that would give us 30.30% multiplied by $185,294.12. That would give us right there, cell reference, $56,149.73. We add these lines over there. I'm going to highlight the whole thing in yellow this time. If we sum this up, that would give us 0, okay? Right there. Okay, you can see that. Let's move to the next line. Okay, now we're going to work on this row over here. So I'm going to highlight that in red. Okay, maybe in red. Perhaps we can choose a different color. We can choose, how about we choose something really flashy so you can see clear. Light magenta. No, we'll go to magenta. Okay, so this is our favorite color for this time. Okay, so now what do you do? We need to allocate this accounting department to 0, not allocate. So you're going to allocate this to production, and on the others, the information department. So the accounting department cost should go to information, bread, cake, and biscuit department. And after we allocate this, we are going to get 0 right there in 0 cell over there. Okay, I'm going to highlight that also in magenta. Okay, the 0 cell, you can see that in orange. Okay, we are working with magenta. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to sum this up, and that would give us 76,000 right there, the cell reference, $76,417.11. Okay, and we just simply put a negative sign before that, reverse the polarity. That would give us negative $76,417.11. Our goal to allocate this, this green cell to, I'm going to unhighlight these cells. Okay, so we don't make mistake. It is very common to make mistakes in this. Okay, and we put back this to gray. That's what we had, right? Okay. All right, so now what do? We take this cell 76,000, we just allocate $76,417.11. We allocate this to this magenta cells all across. Information, bread, cake, biscuit. Okay, the same thing we've done over there. We multiply with 8.93 times $76,417.11. You have to put a negative sign before that because this number be positive, okay? We're just taking this and giving this. So let's say if you had 76,000, so every time you give out something, it would be positive to the other guy, okay? So let's say if you had $100,000 and you gave it to your friend 30,000, and your friend would have a positive 30,000 and you would have a negative 30,000. Okay, if you spread the entire thousand, you know, you would be short of 100,000, right? So, because someone gave you these numbers, right? And you just redistribute the whole thing to someone else. Now you're at the end, you are zero. Okay, we multiply 28.57% with $76,417.11. We put a negative sign before, absolute the cell reference. We will have $21,833.46. The same way, we go all across 35.71% multiplied by $76,417.11. Okay, what we do now, we just sum this up. I'm going to highlight that magenta. Okay, we sum up this row, that would give us 0. I don't want you to get bored with it, so I didn't explain all the numbers, but it's the same way. Okay, maybe I have shown you 3 in a row and left 1 for that, so you could figure that out. With respect to information department, it's very funny. You can see that up over here, and very interesting as well, that there's nothing there. So what we do, we just zero out the cell. We just add. Let's change these cells colors to normal count. That's what you had. Okay, and then we'll also change cells. We also change the color over here, so that becomes natural. We're only working on this cell now. You can see that. Okay, I'm going to highlight that in yellow. Okay, super easy. You just add this up over there in yellow. Maybe I could put orange right there. You add this up, that would give you 1,000. You add this several numbers, 100,000, 58,800, $58,823.53, $7,486.63, $6,822.96. You just add this up, that'll give us $173,133.12. You reverse the polarity to negative right there. Okay, so you could, when you sum this up, that would give you 0 right there. Okay, I'm going to reset these colors. Okay, so now we simply, now this bottom rows right there, they're all 0. Now we're gonna allocate this $173,133.12 with respect towards the bread, cake, and biscuit right there in yellow. Okay, simple. 37.04% multiplied by $173,133.12. That would give us $64,123.38. Same way, you just go all across. I'm going to show you the cell reference so you can see that. This, and this. You can see that highlighted in orange. Okay. We sum this up, the yellow cells, we get highlighted in red, we get 0. Okay. Now you know you're not done yet. One last step. We simply sum this up, and that would give us 1 Actually, you'd have to vertically sum this so we don't make mistake. Okay. I'm going to do that in count. We sum this count colors right there. That would give us $682, 213 cents and 52. $682, 213. I apologize. $682,213.52 by adding the bread department cost vertically. We would add the cake department cost, and we would get $763,631.51. We would add the biscuit department, and that would give us 600. I apologize. $264,154.89. Okay. Now, finally, we add this bottom row right there, highlighted in cyan, not the yellow. I'm going to reset this color from yellow so you don't get confused. Easy to get confused. Super easy. Okay. That would give us 1,710,000, which is exactly the same number over here, highlighted in yellow. These two cells, right? This is before allocation, and this is after allocation. Okay, you can see that right there. Okay, these two yellow cells.